To our indefatigable professor, Dr. Jerry Estrada, to all my fellow masterants of this course, Organizational Development and Management, everyone, good afternoon. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Archie Alcazar Cafe, your reporter for this afternoon. And my assigned topic to be reported is all about POSDCORB. Quick glance or objectives to be covered in this topic. So at the end of this topic, we will be able to identify the steps of POSDCORB, recognize the importance of POSDCORB in administrative management, and give an example of POSDCORB. I know some of you are unsure and unfamiliar of what a POSDCORB stands for and are having questions about it. In order for us to better grasp or understand what a POSDCORB stands for, let me first introduce to you the terms management process or administrative management and how it relates to POSDCORB. First, when we say process, it is a systematic way of getting things done, meaning to say it converts input into output. Similarly, management is a process where human resources and material resources are brought together to fulfill the objectives of the organization. Therefore, management process is basically a process of setting goals and leading execution of any type of activities such as a project. This is the same with administrative management, which is to create formal structure that facilitate success for a particular organization. And you know what, classmates? In order to attain the said success for the organization, well, it comprises with 7 key functions or steps of what we call POSDCORB. So what do we mean of POSDCORB? POSDCORB is an acronym which means planning, organizing, staffing, directing, coordinating, reporting, and budgeting, which was first coined in a paper on administrative management that was written for the Brownlow Committee by Lothar Golick, a professor of municipal science and administration at Columbia University, and Lyndall Orwick, a British management consultant and business thinker. Here is an illustration that shows the various stages of POSDCORB. First is the planning stage. After planning is organizing. Then staffing, directing, coordinating, reporting, and budgeting. Lothar Golick and Lyndall Orwick devised and revealed the model in the 1930s. In 1937, they published it in a paper on the science of administration. Moreover, POSDCORB can be used as a systematic framework for efficiently executing business processes in a company or by an individual. Therefore, POSDCORB has been widely used and most clearly expressed in the field of administration and management. As we have already understood that POSDCORB is a series of steps for management, now we need to understand these steps. Steps of POSDCORB. These are various stages or steps involved in a typical administrative process. POSDCORB can be explained sequentially in detail below. First is planning. This essentially refers to establishing a broad sketch of the work to be completed and the procedures incorporated to implement them. It means that planning is to working out in a broad sketch or broad outline of the things that need to be done and the procedures or methods for doing them to accomplish the desired objectives. Moreover, planning is the first and most important step in POSDCORB as it sets the overall structure of the process with activities and timelines. Indeed, planning is the first and most important step in POSDCORB because it is the process of thinking, like in collecting information and looking forward, seeing the future objectives, as this involves setting goals, objectives, and strategies to achieve the organizational goals. Therefore, if you want to be prepared and make things be systematic, it takes planning. This is the same way how we teachers are planning our everyday lesson through a daily lesson log or a lesson plan for us to have a written guide in order to achieve the intended learning outcomes. Second, organizing. Organizing involves formally classifying, defining, and synchronizing the various sub-processes or subdivisions of the work to be done. It means establishing a formal structure in a way of classifying, dividing information and resources into groups, defining, which means determining or identifying essential qualities, and synchronizing, ensuring that all parts of the system work together. Moreover, this involves the arranging of resources, people, and materials to achieve the goals set in the planning stage. That is why it makes sure that the activities and timelines in the first step of planning are refined and organized further so that the people can be staffed to execute these tasks. Generally speaking, organizing is associated with effective utilization of resources. Thus, the purpose of organizing is to arrange, guide, and control. This is the same way how we manage our classroom in an organized manner, like orderly arrange the things as well as setting rules and regulation inside the classroom for us to formally and smoothly execute our planned lesson to be discussed. By this, it gave us a sense of structure, order, and consistency inside the classroom. Third, staffing. This involves recruiting and selecting the right candidates for the job and facilitating their orientation and training while maintaining a favorable work environment. So after determining and setting the goals, strategies, and objectives, policies, and procedures that are done in the planning and organizing stage, now the managers will select a group of people by evaluating their knowledge and skills to work in the intended project of the organization. Or these are the persons who will execute the plans that are being organized by the heads. Therefore, in this stage, it involves recruiting, selecting, training, and development of the workers to perform the tasks required to achieve the organizational goals. Technically speaking, without capable personnel, an organization cannot perform the management function. For example, the Department of Education uses the ranking system to evaluate and hire teachers. The ranking process is based on a point system where applicants are scored based on various criteria to ensure the hiring of highly competent individuals with the appropriate qualifications and skills to teach. Fourth is directing. This entails decision-making and delegating structured instructions and orders to execute them. So in this stage or step, the manager will guide, instruct, oversee, and supervise the performance of the employees to ensure that they are working towards the goal set in the planning stage. That's why we have action plans and framework serve as our guide. Therefore, directing is an important step in the POSDCORB cycle as it makes things happen by giving clear objectives to teams and individuals. Overall, directing is actually providing guidance to the workers to perform to the best of their abilities and capabilities towards success for themselves as well as to the success of the organization. For example, our school principal plays a crucial role in directing teachers toward effective instruction and student learning. Fifth is coordinating. This basically refers to orchestrating and interlinking the various components of the work. It ensures the unity of action among work groups, individual, and departments. Therefore, all departments and the people behind it must operate in an integrated manner so it prevents conflict and overlapping. And so, there will always be unity of action, unity of command, and unity of direction. That's why as teachers, we need to work collaboratively with our co-workers. Dapat hindi selfish at walang lamangan. 6 is reporting. Reporting involves regularly updating the superior about the progress or the work-related activities. The information dissemination can be through records or inspection. So reporting, it is all about transparency. It is about keeping the superior be informed of what is going on in the organization, like a progress, through monitoring and evaluation system which details the overall performance of the goals set in the planning stage and reporting this information to relevant stakeholders. And remember, not only the workers should have to report, as well as the superior should have to report the problems and other related activities, and so there will be an open communication in the organization. 7 is budgeting. Budgeting involves all the activities that under auditing, accounting, fiscal planning, and control. In budgeting, the organization should spend money, of course. This involves allocating resources and setting budgets to achieve the goals set in the planning stage. Thus, without budgeting, the organization cannot grow, and the plans that are being set in the planning stage cannot be executed. Therefore, there is a need to create a financial roadmap. Practically speaking, aside from the workers, money runs the organization. Importance of POSDCORB. POSDCORB is one such method in management where workforce and employees can be managed in a way which would be beneficial for a company. This concept helps organizations to break down the work into multiple processes and help in getting maximum value out to each employee. These steps and stages of POSDCORB help the HR team to deliver to the needs of a company. Overall, the importance of POSDCORB lies in providing structured framework for managers to carry out their responsibilities effectively. Example of POSDCORB. Consider a multinational starting an exercise involving a good number of employees in the workforce. As per POSDCORB, the planning stage would be doing the thorough research about the number of people needed, team size, work type, and etc. Organizing and staffing stages would be the HR department making a list of people, that is supervisors and subordinates who could execute this role. Once this is done, as per POSDCORB, directing would be giving instructions and ensuring implementation of the plan as per the requirement. To ensure a better two-way communication, coordinating plays a pivotal role. Once all is done, the different ways of reporting are done, which ensures accountability and responsibility of the team. Finally, the budget to be allocated is studied. In this way, POSDCORB can be used for better management. So from the given example, it elucidates how POSDCORB cycle become beneficial and it works in an organizational management. In conclusion, POSDCORB is an acronym which stands for planning, organizing, staffing, directing, coordinating, reporting, and budgeting, and it provides a comprehensive framework for effective management and ensure that all necessary aspects of organizational functioning are taken into account. And it's a wrap of my report pertaining to POSDCORB. And I would like to say thank you everyone for listening, and I hope you learned something. Once again, thank you and good afternoon, everyone.